Hi everyone. In the previous video, we looked at get command commandlet and used it to retrieve commandlets in various ways. Now you know a way to find your commandlet and which command to use for your operation. You wanted to know how to use it now, right? So in this video, I'm going to talk about GetHelp commandlet and how to use the help for each commandlet. So we need to start with GetHelp commandlet now. Let's see what happens if we issue GetHelp for GetHelp commandlet itself. GetHelp actually opens the document, the help document for each commandlet. If you see the structure of the document, it starts with get name of the commandlet and then brief information about the commandlet and syntax examples, description, blah blah blah. If you want to see the commandlet examples, you need to issue GetHelp with hyphen examples parameter for that specific commandlet. If you want to see more information, you need to use hyphen detailed parameter. And if you want to use technical information, then you need to use hyphen full parameter. I'll show you how all of these options and I'll explain in an easy way to understand it. So now let's see what does it mean by synopsis. Synopsis is like a brief information, brief introduction about the commandlet. And if you want to read more, you need to go to the description block and read more information about this. So in between synopsis and description, there is a block called syntax. So this is the important thing that we need to look at when we use any commandlet. In the syntax, if you can see, there are multiple syntaxes are given for GetHelp command. So why multiple syntaxes? First of all, why don't we use a single syntax to get the desired information? In this syntax column, all these syntaxes are called as parameter sets. If you see, for the GetHelp commandlet, there are various parameters like hyphen name, hyphen category, and hyphen detailed, hyphen path, hyphen role, etc., etc. Right? And also, if you see the second syntax, hyphen name is there, hyphen category is there, and hyphen component is there, hyphen functionality is there, hyphen path is there, and also hyphen role is there. So how is it different from the first syntax? That is what we need to understand. Why it is given in two different ways. So if you observe at the parameters of the first syntax, it contains detailed as the parameter, and in the second syntax it is replaced with examples, and in the third syntax it is replaced with full, and in the fourth syntax it is online. The rest of the parameters are same. So that is how it is actually used. So a parameter set is a combination of parameters for that commandlet with which you can actually get the desired output. For example, for some commandlets, um, a parameter set contains a combination of parameters which cannot be combined from different syntaxes. Let's see GetHelp for getService. So this particular commandlet has three syntaxes. If you see here, there are two parameter sets. Hyphen computer is common across two syntaxes. Hyphen dependent services is common across two different syntaxes. But in the second syntax, they have removed display name. And I hope they have added input object as the additional parameter in the second syntax. So if you go ahead with the first syntax, this is the order of the parameters that you should use. For example, you have issued get service command and you have started off with computer name parameter, and then you have given dependent services as the second parameter. Till then, PowerShell cannot determine whether you're using first syntax or second syntax. From the third parameter, it will determine which syntax are you going to use. So for the third parameter, if you issue display name, you cannot use input object as a combination in this syntax, because if you use display name, you have to proceed with exclude, include, required services parameters. That's all. So this is the parameter set for this particular syntax. In the same way, if you proceed with exclude as the third parameter in the syntax, then you should not use display name as the parameter in the combination, and you must use input object instead in the set. So PowerShell will determine you're going to use second syntax. And the third syntax entirely different from these two syntaxes. So the parameter set itself entirely different. In third syntax, we see hyphen name as the first parameter, which is service name basically. So first and second syntaxes doesn't have hyphen name. So if you're straight away starting with the name of the service, name of the name parameter, then PowerShell automatically determines you're going to use the third syntax. So it will not accept input object or display name. So you should proceed with computer name, dependent services, exclude, include, required services. So this combination you should use if you go ahead with hyphen name as the first parameter. And this combination if you use display name as the third parameter. And this combination if you use exclude as the third parameter. So that is how it determines. And by the way, three different syntaxes have three different outputs. The output is not same for all these three syntaxes. So a parameter set is a set of parameters to actually work with the command and to get the desired output. Different combination of parameter sets can give you different output. So you must be careful when you are using a parameter set. If you're not looking, if you're not getting the desired output, you might need to issue the GetHelp command and find what parameter set should be used for getting the desired result. Let's see, like we have these three command syntaxes right now. Let's try to execute with um, this information first and see how the desired output comes up. So now we need to verify how the parameter works and parameter set works. So if we issue first syntax, we should use the parameters from the first parameter set. If we combine a different parameter from second syntax, it would throw an error to you. Let's say get service, and I'll use third syntax as example in this. So I know a service which called as workstation, and as the first parameter I have passed hyphen name. So if you give hyphen, the second parameter, it will automatically generate for you computer name, which is localhost. And the third parameter, dependent services. If you can see from the syntax. And if I go ahead with display name workstation, it will throw an error because parameter set cannot be resolved using the specified named parameters, because this is the parameter from third parameter set and this is the parameter from first parameter set. Third parameter set cannot contain display name as the parameter, but we combined both of them. That is why it is saying parameter set cannot be resolved using the specified named parameters. So when you use the parameters, you should determine which parameters should be used in the syntax. For that, we need to open the help document. I hope you understand this concept. If this video is informative to you, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon. In the next video, I'm going to discuss about the examples, detailed information, full information. Thank you.